my hometown for the holidays. But first, I filled the pool at my villa with piranhas, locked a giant corn snake in the study, threw a bunch of black tarantulas in there too, and sat back waiting for my ex to come knocking. In my past life, she snuck her whole family into my villa while I was gone for the holidays. They slept in my bed, cracked open my expensive wine, and her 2 nephews trashed every single figure in the house. I came back 6 months later to a complete disaster. When I tried to hold her accountable, my ex Liu Ruyan decided to do a live stream faking a suicide attempt just to guilt trip me, and a bunch of clueless people online ended up hating my guts. They vandalized my company, pelted me with rotten eggs, and Liu Ruyan's sister straight up ran me over with her car, sent me flying 10 feet. But now I'm back, reborn. And I'm making sure she has a holiday she'll never forget. This time, I'm making you pay, personally. I called up my boy overnight and had him move all my koi fish to his villa pool to keep them safe. Those fish are worth over 2 million combined. No way I'm letting Liu Ruyan's crew mess with them. With the pool empty, it looked kind of bare. So I called up my buddy who's into exotic fish and told him I was looking for something dangerous. He showed up first thing in the morning with a whole crate of piranhas and 2 snapping turtles. I had him dump the piranhas in the pool and cover them up with some floating water plants. The snapping turtles were nasty, so I had him put those in the big water barrel out back. He told me these things are no joke. 1 whiff of blood and they'll strip a whole goose down to bones in seconds. I was very satisfied. Then I asked him, "You got any reptiles you'd recommend? I'm gonna be away for the holidays and want to keep burglars out." He immediately got it. "How about a corn snake? Non-venomous but huge, scares the hell out of people. And I've got some black tarantulas too, harmless but super intimidating." Once everything was set up, I went to find Liu Ruyan, laid out the cheating evidence, dumped her on the spot, threw her out of the villa, and changed the door lock. But right before the holidays, she had the nerve to show up and block my front gate. "Why'd you change the code? I can't even get in." "We broke up, of course I changed it. You're not welcome here, you disgust me. We had something good together. How can you be this cold? That guy turned out to be married, and I already ended things with him. I don't even have a place to stay. You're leaving anyway. The house is just gonna sit empty." Liu Ruyan had been to my place before. She knew the villa looked plain from outside, but was super luxurious inside. The storage room was packed with all kinds of food. Her whole crew could eat and drink there through the 15th without ever stepping out. "Not my problem, you've got nowhere to stay. Your whole family could drop dead in the street. Still none of my business. You're not welcome here." I shoved her aside and walked back in, closing the door behind me. I checked the video doorbell to see what she was doing outside. "I was being nice asking you. Once you're gone, I'm breaking in. This place is mine." Looking at that smug face of hers, I laughed. Not out of anger, but pure excitement. Because I've been reborn. I know exactly what's coming. In my past life, the second I left, Liu Ruyan called up a lockpick from her hometown and had him break in, then waltzed right in with her whole family. She cleaned out my storage room, drank all my prized wine, ate everything in the fridge, and secretly sold off all the luxury stuff in my walk-in closet. Her sister even stewed my 9 most valuable koi fish. And that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part? Her 2 nephews completely destroyed every single figure on the shelves in my study. Many of those were limited editions and rare collectibles, years of collecting worth well over $1 million. When I came home after the holidays all happy, I found they'd been living in my house the whole time. I called the cops immediately and demanded they pay for the damages. But Liu Ruyan and her deadbeat divorced sister had 0 money to repay me. They threw a fit, acting all crazy. "Sue us, we're broke." Liu Ruyan even went live in front of my house in the middle of the night to guilt trip me, saying I was rich with a fancy house but still heartlessly kicking her out, that she just wanted to stay a few days and I called the cops on her. A ton of people who didn't know the truth ended up despising me. In the end, their stupidity and greed got me killed. But now I'm reborn, and this time, I'm gonna have a little fun with them. You wanna spend the holidays at my place? Fine, I'll give you a holiday you'll never forget. The next day, I hired a professional moving company to pack up every figure in my study and move them to my other property for safekeeping. Can't let her nephews get their hands on them. Box each figure separately, no scrap foam, double the padding. Then I had everything else in the house packed up and hauled away, all my luxury goods and several antique vases from the living room. Of course, a totally empty house looked suspicious, so I bought a few plants, the more toxic the better, swapped out all the toiletries for long expired products, and every bottle of good liquor in the storage room replaced with knockoff booze. Hey, I'm a rich dummy. Buying fake wine happens, right? Oh, and all that premium frozen seafood? Swapped it out for rotten nobody wants it fish and shrimp. They love seafood so much? Go nuts. Right before I left, I had a crew come in and install over a dozen hidden cameras, behind the entryway painting, above every spot on the staircase. The more hidden, the better. I want to know everything that happens in that house, and have solid evidence for the police. Signal's good, all locations check out. Appreciate it. No worries, hit me up if anything comes up. Got it. Not long after, the giant corn snake and tarantulas I ordered arrived. I locked the giant corn snake in the study and released a bunch of black tarantulas into my walk-in closet. Once everything was set, I lazily dragged my luggage out and locked up. Then I slapped a custom metal warning sticker on the front door. Dangerous pets inside. Do not enter. You've been warned. That way, if anything happens to them, it's on them. I gave fair warning. But I already knew Liu Ruyan. She can't help herself. She's been dying to drive a luxury car, live in a villa, and feel like she's on top of the world. After I left, I jumped on a high-speed train. The second I got on, I pulled up the live feeds from every camera in the house, including the front gate. At first, nothing. But after lunch, I opened the app again, and even things had changed. Liu Ruyan did not disappoint. She showed up with a locksmith from her hometown who cracked my front door open on her signal. She walked in, saw the place was clean and spotless, and was absolutely thrilled. handed the locksmith $500 for a new lock, then swapped out my villa's fingerprint lock with some cheap junk lock and pried off the warning sticker I'd put on the door with a knife. Little did she know, every move she made was caught crystal clear by the camera under the eaves. Once the locksmith left, she made a beeline for the storage room. Saw the wine rack fully stocked and the fridge packed with food. She was over the moon. Ha! So much food! My sister and the kids are gonna eat like kings when they get here! She headed back to the living room, turned on the heated floors, plopped down on the couch and started watching my TV. 2 hours later she left, probably to go pick up her sister and nephews. By then, I was almost at my stop. I closed out the camera app, grabbed my luggage, stepped off the train, and followed the crowd toward the exit. Right before the new year, the station was packed. My brother came to pick me up and even brought me an extra down jacket in case I was cold. That great mood stayed with me all the way home. Back at the family house, I lay in bed and checked the cameras, and sure enough, Liu Ruyan had already brought her sister and her 2 wild nephews, Dazhuang and Erzhuang, back to my place. This place is gorgeous. Your ex is seriously loaded. He really is. He won't forgive me right now, but if I just stay put and refuse to leave until he comes back, you know how it goes. Time heals everything. We'll get back together. Liu Xingqing didn't think there was anything wrong with breaking into my home. She even started coaching Liu Ruyan. When he comes back, cling to him. Get pregnant. Doesn't even have to be his. Once you've got a kid together, you're basically family. Then this whole villa becomes yours. Sis, you're a genius! Liu Xingqing made sure no one else was around, then leaned in to tell Liu Ruyan a big secret. My ex-husband still thinks those twins are his. Even after the divorce, he wires me 20 grand every month in child support. Truth is, they're not his at all. They're my ex-boyfriend's. Ha! Liu Xingqing is something else. Had her ex-husband cuckolded for years and he never even knew. I immediately saved that clip and had a friend look into who Liu Xingqing's ex-husband was. I figured sending him this video would be doing the world a favor. While the 2 sisters were deep in conversation, her nephew Dazhuang ran out to the backyard to mess around. Curious about the snapping turtle, Dazhuang stuck his hand into the water barrel. Lucky for him, the turtle probably hadn't settled in yet. It didn't bite. That only made Dazhuang more excited. He kept reaching in to poke the turtle over and over, until finally that little idiot let out a scream. My hand, Mom, help me, ah! By the time the 2 sisters came running to the backyard, Liu Xingqing took one look and passed out cold. Liu Ruyan had a little more guts. The barrel was too heavy to tip over, so she had no choice but to grit her teeth and reach in to grab the snapping turtle that had clamped down hard on Dazhuang's hand. Once she pulled it out of the water, the turtle started clawing at her hands like crazy, leaving bloody gashes all over them. But the real nightmare was that the turtle refused to let go of Dazhuang's hand. If anything, getting scared made it clamp down even harder. Dazhuang was bawling his eyes out. Liu Ruyan couldn't call the cops or an ambulance. She was terrified of being found out as a trespasser. So to save Dazhuang, she ran to the kitchen to grab a knife and chop the turtle's head off. Right at that moment I called her, just to stall. Since when do you call me? My neighbor said they saw you sneaking around near my place. You better hope I don't catch you doing something you shouldn't, or you'll regret it. What? No, that's impossible. Your neighbor must have mixed someone up. I'm busy, gotta go. After she hung up and finally remembered Dazhuang, the snapping turtle had let go on its own. Liu Ruyan looked at Dazhuang's wound but didn't take him to the hospital right away. She was too scared to go outside, terrified someone would find out she'd broken into my place. Instead, she dug around in the basement and found a first aid kit, pulled out the long-expired meds and bandages, and followed a tutorial on her phone to wrap up Dazhuang's wound while he winced and complained the whole time. What she didn't realize yet was, lunch was about to be a real treat. This wine looks super fancy. Sis, drink up and looks expensive. Liu Ruyan went all out making lunch, pulled all kinds of stuff from the storage room. South American tiger shrimp, knockoff French wine, frozen fish, frozen steaks. She used my olive oil like it was free, dumping it in without a second thought. Why does this olive oil smell a little off? Olive oil always smells a little weird, probably just because it's high-end. Stronger scent, that's all. Come on, try the shrimp, try the steak, it's all the good stuff. When the food hit the table, Liu Xingqing took a few bites and something felt off. Liu Ruyan had cooked a whole spread. They were starving, so she dug in herself. Her taste buds aren't that sharp, and everything seemed fine to her, so she waved them off. It's good, nothing wrong with it. Tastes fine to me, nothing's wrong. Liu Xingqing refused to touch any more of the food and just knocked back glass after glass of that knockoff liquor. Dazhuang and Erzhuang were just kids. They watched Liu Ruyan eating away happily and joined in, and the 2 of them wiped out the entire table. About half, I went back to my hometown for the